Hey, what's going on, ladies and genitalia? Back with another video, and today I'm coming at you with some weird stuff going on. Apparently the world is supposed to end on April 18th, 2018, and this is a thread that started on Twitter, and the dude by Straight Away, I think is his name, on Twitter, published a tweet on March 13th that said, "I need everyone to listen to this voicemail I received. I'm giving off my cell phone service." And what it was is he had gotten a voicemail, and it goes like this.
Sierra, Delta, Alpha, November, Golf, Echo, Romeo, Sierra, Oscar, Sierra, India, Tango, India, Sierra, Delta, India, Romeo, Echo, Foxtrot, Oscar, Romeo, Yankee, Oscar, Uniform, Tango, Oscar, Echo, Victor, Alpha, Charlie, Uniform, Alpha, Tango, Echo, Bravo, Echo, Charlie, Alpha, Uniform, Tango, India, Oscar, Uniform, Sierra, Tango, Hotel, Echo, Yankee, Alpha, Romeo, Echo, November, Oscar, Tango, Hotel, Uniform, Mike, Alpha, November, 0429.
Alright guys, that's what it sounds like. It says in that video, Ty shows, I'm reading off the thread right now, but it says Ty shows a voicemail he received that from an unknown number. In this one, you hear these words, and that's what I showed. It says, first let's talk about words. It does not seem to make any sense, but this is called military alphabet. It is an alphabetic disambiguation language used internationally into radio communications of voice transmission in the Navy and aviation. So we can think that this is the lang, and then there's a picture of it. And then, so it literally translates to danger, SOS. It's dire for you to evacuate. Be cautious. They are not humans. SOS, danger, SOS. Which, that is really creepy to think about. And then it says the coordinates place, it's in the coast of Indonesia. And it gives you the longitude and latitude of it. Then it says, Ty receives a message from Twitter. And it's in a completely different language, but it translates to end the post you just shared about the recording on your iPhone or your phone, whatever. And then it says a few days a guy started to take photos with his house. The photos had flashed then. Q just walked away. And then it says the dude tweeted, he said, "Okay, I'm sitting in my car right in front of my house in my car, and this guy started taking pictures of my house with flash. Then he walked away. Literally, what the F? It's 3 a.m. I'm going to die tonight." Then it says, and a black box records the last interactions with the plane. So that's why it's an SOS. It was the last interaction. It was trying to warn us. And so that's just what a black box is. And it's just to add in the theory, because black box records an audio message, it also records flight information as well, which is why it gives coordinates. It says, this is where it gets a little more out. It's an unknown number, so always an unknown number is not a block number. A computer will still read it as unknown. This is also all happening after 2 large solar flares were just released, causing a soon-to-be solar storm. And if you don't know, solar flares cause electromagnetic pulses in our atmosphere. And then if you search on Google geomagnetic storm, these sites were saying, will the solar storms be headed to Earth, and will they light up Australia? Solar storm set to shower UK with northern lights on Wednesday night. Okay, and then it says, so with more electromagnetic activity in the air, this is why random people would be getting this call, because the signal would be amplified and sent further ranges, with the solar flares happening closer to southern Asia. Australia, this is why it's happening now. If these black box recordings match the voicemail, am I saying that Malaysia Flight 369 encountered something non-human? Yes, I'm saying that, which is what the thread says. I'm not saying that myself. It says, this is getting so crazy, but yes, they encountered something non-human. The message was saying, SOS, they're not human. Something on that plane wasn't human. Ty received some text, and all of these texts were in different languages, and it's actually giving me goosebumps just reading it. Or looking at it. It says, this is the most of the Morse code translation. Quote, message received is well related to Stephen Hawking's death. You're not ready to face them, end quote. Stephen Hawking said that something bad was going to happen to the world in 2018. These are the numbers: 20.8.5.25, 1.18.5, 20.1.11.914.7, 15.22, 0.5.18. The last one is 41818, and if you look it up, it says April 18, 2018 is the next rupture, which is really scary. And which goes back to the thing where it says is really freaky, the fact that that dude was in the front taking pictures. And it says Hawking's view on extraterrestrials. And it says there's a whole field of science known as CD, dedicated to listening for signals from intelligent beings elsewhere in the universe, but Hawking cautioned against trying to actively hail any alien civilizations that might be out there. In 2010, he told the Discovery Channel that aliens might simply raid Earth for resources and then move on. If aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans, he said. We only have to look at ourselves to see how intelligent life might develop into something that we want to meet. And it says, at the time, Seth Shostak from the CD Institution in California told The Guardian, quote, this is an unwanted fear. If they're interested in resources, they have ways of finding rocky planets and don't depend on whether we broadcast or not. They could have found us a billion years ago, end quote. But others saw the logic in Hawking's comments. Ian Stewart, a mathematician at Warkwood University, commented, quote, lots of people think that because they would be so wise and knowledgeable, they would be peaceful. I don't think you can assume that, end quote, which is another scary thing. It says the plane was found Earth, not in the real life, although. It says man thinks he found missing flight MH370 while on Google Earth, which it shows it through the water. And then it says, decoding this tweet with ANSI85, you got, quote, you may not find 379, but you can find what caused it to go 379, and you don't have to find who caused it. They will thus find you, which is super scary. That is freaky, honestly. So then, yeah, moving on is back to it, and it says, Malaysia government said Wednesday it will pay U.S. company Ocean Infinite up to $70 million if it can find the wreckage of the black boxes in Malaysia within 3 months in a renewed bid to solve the plane's disappearance nearly 4 years ago. Transport Minister Leo Tiong Lai said there was an 85% chance of finding the debris in the new 9,653 square mile area, roughly the size of Vermont, identified by experts. If the mission is successful within 3 months, payment will be made based on the size of the area searched. Leo said the government will pay Ocean Infinity $20 million for 1,930 square miles successfully searched, and $30 million for 5,790 square miles, $50 million for 9,653 square miles, and $70 million if the plane or records are found beyond the identified area. Ocean Infinity Chief Executive Oliver Plunkett said the search vessel seabed constructor, which left the South African port of Durban last week, is expected to reach the southern Indian Ocean by January 17th to begin the hunt. It says, okay guys, so the coordinates were kind of wrong, but they weren't too far out, but I zoomed in and noticed, and then there's a picture of it, and it really is not that far off. It's right on the same area that they had found it. It says, what do you think of all this? It's basically, in Muslim culture, they told about an ancient breed of people called God and Magog. This were a destructive force and true savages. They killed and raped and done terrible things, and they can drink an entire lake at once. They were locked by a king behind a wall, and nobody knows where it is, but they will break free and nobody can stop their destruction. So the non-humans they were talking about could be this breed of people. Second theory. Stephen Hawking just died. He spoke through computers. This message might be just him. Think about it. He could be a selector of random number while knowing his time is soon up and needed to warn everyone about this. However, his time of death could determine whether this is possible. Someone has pointed out that Stephen Hawking died on Albert Einstein's birthday. It was a coincidence that what everyone is calling Rapture Day is the day Albert Einstein died. Kind of close to the last place of the Malaysia Flight 370 was last primarily radar contacted. This is creepy and it's telling you that after a place landed in Diego Garcia, an American military base, it was crashed into the ocean where others are linking peoples. There was one extra person on board after departure on a manifest. It said 238, and when they deborted, there was 239. See the username, please. And then it gives you, it says, then it says April, so April 18th. So this happened in Malaysia. Is it a coincidence? It says a solar interruption is affecting transmission for a few minutes. We apologize for any inconvenience, and Astro service will resume shortly. So taking back to this photo, why the government just go there? Maybe they know that something is there, and they don't know how to face it. They don't know what it is. Which there's a picture of it. It says something bad is coming, the end. So this leaves us on a very scary note, guys. And it's just really rough to think about, to be completely honest. And I don't know how I feel about it personally. But I thought I'd just make a video on this, let you guys know. I really don't know how to feel about this, like I said. So in the comment section, tell me what you guys think about this. Leave a like on the video and subscribe if you want to hear more. Peace out.